You want to try this too? My camp continues. My team all good.
We've been doing some good training out in Spain, and I think he's one of the best in the world. Not I think, he is one of the best in the world. And it's not all down to him, it's also down to his team.
And Terence, it's great boxer.
Oleksandr Usyk breaks silence on Joshua's skills, saying he is an incredible fighter. I have trained with him, and his defense, power, and relentless work in the gym are next level. Jake Paul is stepping into a nightmare Friday night because Joshua is truly exceptional.
Wow.
Friend, but it's crazy, man. Listen, I say.
Jake Paul says Anthony Joshua is a knockout artist and his fights have ended in seconds. He fought legends like Klitschko, Usyk, Ruiz, and Ngannou. Jake even admits the biggest shot he has seen live makes him a little scared facing Anthony Joshua in the ring.
Fights that have literally ended in seconds. He's fought legends, Klitschko, Usyk, Ruiz, Ngannou.
Biggest shot I have seen live.
I'm not gonna lie.
Tyson Fury gives an opinion that is very different from everyone else. He thinks Jake Paul could knock out Anthony Joshua and even says Anthony Joshua is a spent force. Fury praises Jake Paul's rise and his new bulky look, but everyone watching knows that Anthony Joshua's skill, power, and experience make him far too dangerous to underestimate.
I don't know about chewing up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why so? What impresses you about Jake Paul?
I just think Jake Paul would knock AJ out. I think AJ's a spent force, and I think Jake Paul's on the rise. And I like his new heavyweight
Nelson says Anthony Joshua is on another level, and this could be the new ending for Jake Paul. Joshua's power, skill, and precision make him a completely different fighter from anything Jake has faced. Even listening to opinions from legends like Wilder, it is clear that Joshua's presence in the ring is dominant, and fans can see Jake Paul is stepping into a fight where he is likely to be overwhelmed by Joshua's experience and relentless technique.
This is the new Anthony Joshua.
I like this. I like this. Listen, so you hear the likes of what Wilder has to say, Fury has to say, White has to say. These men are raw. You're thinking, why not?
Derek Chisora warns Anthony Joshua not to let Jake Paul have any chance because getting caught could be a nightmare. He says Joshua has to dominate and finish this fight in 3 rounds. It shows just how dangerous Joshua is even when he takes it seriously, and Jake Paul faces a fighter with unmatched power, skill, and experience. This is a huge test, and Joshua is more than capable of making it one-sided.
But I will say this to AJ, don't let that guy knock you out, because that will be fucking nightmares forever. But 1 or 2, put it this way, AJ has to kill him.
Tyson Fury's opinion was very different before, but now seeing Anthony Joshua's training, power, and physique, he can't help but praise him. Joshua looks stronger and more prepared than ever. Even a champion like Fury admits that Joshua's presence and skill in the ring are impressive, and Jake Paul is facing a fighter who is physically dominant, technically superb, and impossible to underestimate.
Shockingly terrible. Yeah, shockingly, yeah. Down. Very much down. Can't shake it. Can't shake the top.
Frank Warren says Anthony Joshua is the massive favorite, and it is easy to see why. He is a natural heavyweight, 2-time world champion, and Olympic gold medalist. His punching power and ability to dominate in the ring are unmatched. Jake Paul has only 12 fights and little experience compared to Joshua. Everyone watching knows that Joshua's skill, discipline, and raw power make him a huge challenge, and this fight will expose the gap between a real champion and someone stepping up far beyond their level.
You know, AJ's a massive favourite. He's a natural heavyweight, 2-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist. We all seen him. He can punch, he can bang. You see what he's done to Ngannou. Jake Paul, I don't think he's had amateur experience. He's had 12 fights, I think.
Anthony Joshua says he will land heavy punches and show skills Jake Paul has never faced. He will expose him to techniques and strategies that will leave Jake overwhelmed. Joshua's training, experience, and technical knowledge put him in a completely different class. Jake Paul is stepping into a fight where every move he makes will be tested against the mastery of a true champion. Joshua is ready to bring him into a whole new level of boxing, and it is clear clear that he will dominate every round with his superior skill and power.
I'm going to land heavy punches, and I'm going to make sure I'm going to expose him to certain tricks in boxing that he may not have seen yet, and I'm going to bring him to another school of boxing that I don't think he's been exposed to yet.
David Benavidez says Anthony Joshua is Anthony Joshua, and that says it all. He is a multiple-time champion and Olympic gold medalist. Anyone stepping into the ring without real experience against him gets exposed. The last untested opponent in Joshua's ring faced a lesson they will never forget. Jake Paul is in the same position, and it is obvious that Joshua's power, timing, and technical brilliance will dominate every second of the fight. There is no way a fighter with limited experience can compete with someone at Joshua's level and pedigree.
Anthony Joshua is Anthony Joshua. You know, he's multiple-time champion, Olympic gold medalist. You know what I mean? The last time somebody stepped in the ring with him that didn't have that much boxing experience was Ngannou, and you've seen what happened to him. But
Spencer Oliver warns that God help Jake Paul because Anthony Joshua is on another level. Joshua iced Francis Ngannou in a couple of rounds, and that shows his power and skill. Jake Paul comes from a completely different world with limited boxing experience. The only legitimate fighter he has faced was Tommy Fury, and he lost. Anthony Joshua's strength, timing, and technical ability are far superior. Jake Paul is stepping into a fight where every mistake will be punished. Joshua's dominance in the heavyweight division makes him nearly impossible to challenge.
Or turns it into a little bit more of a sort of Jake LaMotta, Raging Bull, holding him up for a few rounds and then knocking him out, then people will forgive it. He'll get a big bag of money, which most people in the world would take, and move on. And then we'll see if he fights anybody meaningful in the year. I mean, it is like sport has become. And what I got my head around on Saturday night was the entertainment value of Conor Benn and Chris Eubank. The fight in
Eddie Hearn says it will be a very dangerous night for Jake Paul because Anthony Joshua does not take it easy. He is focused and relentless in the ring. Joshua does not play with his opponents and will go in looking to take Jake out as soon as possible. His power, speed, and preparation make him a nightmare to face. Jake Paul is stepping up from limited experience against a true champion who knows how to dominate and control every round. Joshua's intensity and skill ensure he is far ahead of anyone like Jake Paul.
It's a very dangerous night's work, and AJ will be, you know, people say, oh, will he take it easy on it? AJ will be AJ. He don't mess around, he don't play with his food. He'll be going in there looking to take him out as soon as possible.
Spencer Oliver says Jake Paul truly believes he can knock out Anthony Joshua if he lands a shot, but everyone watching knows Joshua's skill, timing, and defense are far superior. Joshua has trained for years, and his experience against world-class opponents makes him almost untouchable. Jake Paul stepping into the ring with Anthony Joshua is a huge leap, and his confidence will be tested. Anthony Joshua's power, precision, and ability to control the fight make it almost impossible for someone like Jake Paul to succeed. The pressure is fully on Jake Paul.
I truly believe, watching the press conference yesterday, I truly believe that he believes he's going to win the fight. He's got to just get into range, land a shot, and he'll knock Anthony Joshua out.
Johnny Nelson says Anthony Joshua is bigger and stronger than Jake Paul in every way. The world will judge Joshua's performance because he is expected to dominate. Jake Paul is stepping into a fight where Anthony Joshua's size, skill, and experience give him all the advantages. Joshua's precision and power make it clear that he can control every round and land punishing shots. Jake Paul has never faced a fighter like Joshua, and every move he makes will be challenged. This fight is a true test of Joshua's dominance and Jake Paul's limits.
Joshua is bigger than Jake Paul in our world. So there'll be more of a judgment on Anthony Joshua than there will be on Jake Paul, because Anthony Joshua is expected to get this boy blasted out.
Carl Froch says this could be a one-round job for Anthony Joshua because even past his best, he is technically superb. Jake Paul cannot match his skill or experience. Joshua's 1-2 combinations, distance control, and punching power make him a nightmare to face. Froch reminds everyone that Jake Paul lost to Tommy Fury and has not proven himself against real boxers. Anthony Joshua's presence in the ring alone can dominate, and this fight highlights the massive gap between a world-class champion and someone stepping far beyond their level.
What should happen? This is a one-round job because AJ, even though he's past his best, even though he's seen better days, he throws a nice 1-2 down the middle. He's got a nice bit of distance, And fake Paul can't fight. He just can't. I don't care what anybody tells me. He can't fucking fight. He lost to Tommy Fury, for crying out.
Duke McKenzie says this will be the easiest fight of Anthony Joshua's career if he wants to make it simple. Jake Paul may earn a payday, but this fight will not prove him as a serious contender. Joshua's skill, speed, and power mean he can dominate effortlessly. Duke also warns that Joshua has the ability to hurt Jake Paul badly and even put him in hospital if he chooses. This fight shows the huge gap between a trained world champion and a social media fighter trying to step into the big leagues.
It'll be the easiest fight of his career. If he wants to get 100 million and not even break sweat, you know, you take the fight. Is it going to enhance his stock as the world's #1 contender? Not at all, because nobody's going to take Jake Paul seriously. But on the other hand, should I don't even want to play devil's advocate. What if Joshua hurts this guy, seriously hurts this guy, and puts this guy in hospital? All the money in the world.
A boy called Henry says it is ridiculous that Jake Paul thinks he can step up to Anthony Joshua. The size difference, power, and skill of Joshua are overwhelming. Jake Paul is clearly out of his depth. Every step into the ring with Joshua will test him beyond anything he has experienced. Joshua's conditioning, technique, and ring IQ make him a nightmare for inexperienced opponents. This fight is a serious mismatch, and Henry highlights that Jake Paul is taking on a challenge that could end disastrously if Joshua decides to assert his dominance.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Jake Paul has gone from this fight to this fight. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but one is a little bit bigger than the other. So what is going on here? Why does Jake Paul think that this is something he can do and be successful?
Dave Allen says Jake Paul is nowhere near the size or level of Anthony Joshua. Joshua is a natural heavyweight with the power, skill, and experience to dominate anyone stepping into the ring. Jake Paul is overmatched and faces a fighter who has fought legends and controlled the division for years. Every round, Joshua's technique, reach, and strength will be tested, but no one doubts he can handle Jake Paul. This fight highlights the massive difference between a trained world champion and someone stepping far beyond their ability to compete.
I'm not sure really, Jake Paul's a cruiserweight, isn't he? Not even that. He won't be anywhere near as big as partner of mine, Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua is stepping into this fight fully prepared, and it is clear that he is on another level compared to Jake Paul. Every punch, every movement, and every round will showcase Joshua's power, skill, and ring intelligence. Jake Paul may believe he can pull off an upset, but the reality is that Anthony Joshua has faced legends, dominated world-class opponents, and his training, physique, and experience make him nearly untouchable. Mentally and physically, Joshua is stronger, more focused, and hungrier for victory, while Jake Paul is entering uncharted territory. If Anthony Joshua wins, he reinforces his status as a true champion and shows the world why he is feared in the heavyweight division. If Jake Paul somehow shocks the world, it would be monumental, but everything points to Anthony Joshua controlling the fight from start to finish. Are you backing Anthony Joshua, or is Jake Paul pulling the upset? Drop your thoughts below.